We're going to look at some of the comments here that we got on our first video from our first devlog in February. Caminator42.
Love the ambience. That crystal ant popping out is incredible. Such a cool design and animation, and the music is great. The last battle song is amazing. Music is such an important part of the game that is often neglected. So glad to see this is not the case here.
I agree with that 100% because music usually is put on the back burner, and it's cool that it's like a forefront of our game and the experience for the player.
If people know it or not, when they're playing a game, the music affects them.
Yeah.
It gets them more into it, or maybe elicits an emotional response. And Haley's an incredibly talented individual on top of all of that. So we're really fortunate to have her on this project to do music for this game. Yeah, that's not even kissing your ass. That's just truth. Let's see, and it looks
Well,
like
thanks, Caminator, for that comment too.
yeah.
Appreciate
Thank
all
you,
the feedback.
Caminator. We always appreciate feedback of any sort. So we got another one here from Bunny Boo. It looks like, yeah,
Boony Boo
Boony Boo.
Shout out Bunny Boo.
Shout
Yes.
out to you, Boony Boo.
The atmosphere is really relaxing, and I truly like the dark colors and sounds. The use of darker tones with pops of neons for contrast is amazing. Keeps things interesting while also not being overwhelming and tiring to the mind. The float particles are a great addition to the vibes.
I love in-depth feedback like this.
Me
Yeah.
too.
I gotta
It's like-
say,
I definitely have thought like maybe this is too much going on, and so it's cool to see someone from outside perspective saying like it's relaxing.
right, that is true. That is very reassuring. Because we all stare at this thing every day, and you start to question yourself. Like, is it too much?
Yeah.
Am I putting too much lipstick on this pig? Like, what am I doing? I really love it when someone looks at my work and really gives me real feedback.
Number 2, the enemy designs are so cool, all caps. The animation for the crystal enemy is really, really clean. I love the attention to detail with the pincers while it moves. The enemies at the start are amazing as well, and once again, spot on with the colors. The contrast is really alluring.
Amazing.
Bunny Boo has quite the vocabulary.
Yes.
I like it.
I want to come up with a name for them, so that'd be a cool thing for people to comment is what we should name the mimics. Really, it just started as, I mean, Tommy, you said you wanted a mimic creature, and I was thinking about ways that could work, and I think we got onto the Truxton crystals, and then just made the most sense to me for it to unfold into an arachnid or like an insect of some sort, and it's cool because I didn't really feel super comfortable about like the animation when I was making it, but it's cool to see that people are receiving it well. So
Yeah, I love it. Honestly, when I'm thinking about the game in the future, I can imagine like a room that you come into and there's tons of those little crystals around that you don't realize that are those, and then all of a sudden they're all coming out.
Yeah, they just pop open. And you're like, oh, hell. The Truxton ant or the mimic or whatever, like you said, it's a good idea to ask the people watching this what they think. I think that's a good idea.
And number 3, particles and the other effects look really smooth. I can't wait to see the implementation into the battles.
So the particle system is all built into Unity. Now, there's a few particle systems where I've replaced them with animations that Casey makes. He has a really strong software called Pixel Over FX, and he can really, really design and produce quickly particle effects. Now, the problem is that Unity has almost just as powerful particle effects system. So it's a pick and choose of when to use those and when to use Casey's. But yeah, the particle system in Unity is very strong and it's super cool.
I think the combination and the layering of the standard nostalgic pixel art graphics combined with the three-dimensional lighting and particle effects makes it like more unique. And so I really particularly side with using the engine particles because the program I use creates pixelated particles, which are really cool too in their own right. But
I would rather use Unity's particle system because one, it's easier to implement, and two, you're right, it does have more of a less pixelated look, and it's just as customizable. But there have been instances where I wanted to mix them. Like your blood splatter animation, I think are wonderful, but I wanted to put in a particle effect that produces with it that almost looks like water splattering down to the ground because the animation looks like it just splats onto the ground, like he left a little puddle of blood.
right.
And so I wanted there to be a particle effect with like a blood drip that kind of shows the transfer from the body to the ground.
Number 4, I love the music, all caps. D&B is my comfort genre.
What is D&B, Haley?
D&B stands for drum and bass, and I'm really like super stoked that they picked up on the genre that I was going for. So basically drum and bass is usually at a high tempo like 170, but basically the majority of the music tracks are going to be comprised of bass and drums.
Yeah, I think it's very fitting. Like she says,
It is so fitting for the vibes you're going for.
it is going to be a hack and slash, a run and gun, a fast-paced game when you're playing it. So I think that genre of music fits it perfectly.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
The wonkiness of the second track sounds really good to the brain. It scratches the right spot.
I agree with that too.
Oh,
Haley
yeah.
has like a way of making sounds or like the order of sounds or something to do with the layering where it doesn't seem like it should go together, but for some reason it sounds really good.
Yeah, thank you. I like that because I'm very experimental.
We just posted another video. Let's look at our other video real quick because we already had a comment. Caminator again. Great.
Caminator,
Caminator.
you the man.
Yeah.
You're the man.
The best.
Let's see.
I personally don't mind the look of the level up staying where it is, even when you change directions or move. I still think it looks good. It captures the exact place moments where you were when you leveled up. You could even put a mechanic to where it pushes back and or damages any enemies in the radius of the level up animation, wherever it goes off. It could make some interesting clutch moments where you are about to die and the level up left.
That's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
That's
I
really
like
a great
that.
idea. And I think we're going to go ahead and
Implement that.
yeah, we're going to go ahead and
Immediately.
try, and that's definitely going on my to-do list. Yeah, what a great idea.
Other ideas are good too, pausing / having the animation follow. But as stated, I could throw off the pacing of the game or get annoyed to have it pause for the level.
That's
Yeah.
also a great point. But the pushing everything back and maybe doing slight damage, I think that's a great idea.
That would be a clutch moment.
Yeah, that
Like,
would
"I'm just gonna
be
get this one kill, and then you kill him, and all of them are bounced back.
great idea, Caminator 42.
Yeah, and everyone who's commented, thank you guys so much. It's amazing to hear from you guys, and we're definitely going to be reading them. I think all of us read these comments immediately after they were posted, but
Yeah.
it's nice that we're able to all talk about them. And
Yeah, especially when it's this quality of recommendations.
yeah,
That's really good stuff. So,
I think I can speak for all of us when I say we look forward to having y'all on this journey with us, and
oh, for sure.
y'all being
Yeah.
a part of it in some way, because it really is like a community that we're trying to build.
Sure.
Absolutely.
And a community that we're trying to enter as the independent game studio community, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Exactly.
And it's a big one online, but yeah, this kind of support is really helpful.